And we are live. Good evening, all my lovely Bitcoin friends from across the globe. It is Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master, back with another video in my series, the UK Bitcoin Master live show. Welcome, everyone. It is 6 p.m. here in the UK on the 6th of July, 2020. As always, Strong Bitcoin Hand is the name of the game on this channel. Whoops, I think my laptop's on show there. Please like, like this video, share it, subscribe, bash the bell button so you get notified when I go live. You can also follow me. Again, I'm taking Bitcoin Meister's lead here. Not only am I on Twitter, but I've also set up an account today on a new platform where a lot of Twitter people are moving to, and that is called Parler. Hashtag crypto parlor, I believe it is, but check me out there as well. I believe a lot of people seem to be wanting to move in that direction, away from all this censoring that we tend to go through. Great shout out to Bitcoin to the Moon, who is down in Australia, which is 3 a.m. in the morning down there. I am wearing his shirt, bitcointothemoon.com. He very kindly sent me the shirt and I wear it pretty often to promote his services and the fact that he's a great friend as well. Bitcoin Sue's in the house. Welcome, Sue. JC Botha, South Africa. Dan Justler and Bitcoin.com is in Yorkshire. Sat Stacker, welcome to you. John Stramitas is with us. Great. Jean from Holland. My lovely wife Elaine is in the house. I think I've seen my daughter Buffy W somewhere. Rocky Palumbo. We've also been graced with the presence of the proud Zionist Jew, aka Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister. Welcome to you. If I have missed anyone out there, then do type in my name and I'll happily give you a shout out. UK Bitcoin Master, then a message. It will highlight it in orange. I will then see it at the corner of my eye on my second monitor and I will give you a shout out. JC Botha, the disclaimer top right looks great. Thank you, JC. It's up there because I'm not going to draw attention to it, but I've covered my proverbial butt. If anybody thinks I'm giving financial advice, there it is. I am not. Gary O'Connell has just joined us. What has he been doing this evening? Sorry I'm late. Was washing my hair. You know, peeps, Gary doesn't have any hair. But there you go. He's the eternal fun character. Gary, great to have you with us. So do tweet this out, please. I would appreciate it. That's great. Follow me on all the other platforms that I'm on. They'll all come up at the end. So look out for those later. If I can quickly pop my websites up, ukbitcoinmaster.com is a domain name that points to my YouTube channel, one of my playlists that houses every video I've ever done. So you can check them out there. And equally, bitcoininterviews.com is where you will find all the interviews that I've done to date. Not many of them, but 20 odd interviews with some of the greatest thought leaders in the Bitcoin space. So do check those out. And finally, for those that want to drop a lightning tip, there you go. tippin.me/UK Bitcoin Master. So let's get on with the show. Let's see what's in the news. Let me just head over to my desktop. Hopefully you can all see that. You can see we've had a little bit of a pump there. We've been down around the very high 8,000s to low 9,000s. So at 9.3, there's a little bit of a recovery there. But you know what? You don't want to be looking at the short-term price, people. That is not what you want to be doing. If you're in Bitcoin for the right reasons, I'm going to show you a tweet later that I think completely sums up how you should view Bitcoin. So stick around for the tweet a little bit later because I think it's a useful one. But just to say, it's still on sale. You know, I saw a tweet recently that said something like, if you buy Bitcoin under $100,000, you're still getting it on sale compared to where it will be in a decade or so from now. So anything right now, scoop up some Bitcoin, stack it on your Trezor, and then do nothing and get on with life. And there's something else I'll cover on the show that talks about doing nothing. So, yeah, Rocky's on, JC. I've seen Rocky on. He commented earlier. I've just seen JC message something there. People, you need to understand something. I'm sure you do. There is a 20 to 30 second delay from when I speak to when you hear it. How do I know that? Because down here I've got my iPhone playing away, and I can see that when I change a slide, it takes around 20 seconds before you see it, which means there'll be a delay in what I say and when you get it as well. So keep that one in mind. Let's get off the price. Let's move over and see what's going on today in the news. Now, when I say today, some of these are 2 or 3 days old. Okay, so I just wanted to point this one out to you all because Pomp, as he's known on Twitter, Anthony Pompliano from Morgan Creek, you know, very well respected, always on CNBC. He just converted somebody else into buying Bitcoin, but not just somebody else. Apparently one of the top comedians in the world. His name is Bill Burr. Top comedian. I've never heard of him. That's not the point. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? How do you walk 1,000 miles one step at a time? How do you convert people to Bitcoin and get Bitcoin to change the world? One new, I'm not going to say recruit, but, you know, one new conversion into why they should get Bitcoin and getting Bitcoin is all we need to do. And Pomp's certainly on that. It says, now comedian Bill Burr, one of the world's biggest comics, perhaps best known for the Netflix animated series F is for Family, whatever that is, and a regular on Joe Rogan's popular podcast, has said he's going to get Bitcoin after speaking to Bitcoin and crypto investor Anthony Pompliano. Now, we can all do this. The very reason Bitcoin Sue is in the house is that I took the time to have a telephone call with her, explain what I'd come across, got her to do her own research, said I'd help her where I can. And now Sue is on the show and she's learning all the time, just got a new computer ready to set up everything, you know, without anything dodgy on the computer. And that's all we've all got to do. One person at a time. And here's the reality. You're probably going to need to tell 50 to 100 to get one to catch your vision. People, that is life. You're not going to change that. I know that because of 23 years in a multi-level marketing company, that everybody thinks you're totally brain dead and barking mad and it's a scam. And then 1 or 2% go, tell me more. So I'm used to that and it doesn't bother me. And if you are not used to that type of thing, then you need to start to build what we refer to as your rhinoceros skin, because everyone's going to want to knock you. Everyone's going to want to tell you you're an idiot. Why are you doing that for? And then the Bill Burrs of this world are going to hear about it. And it could be your friend who's John someone or Jane someone, doesn't matter. And they're going to join. We can all play our part, and you need to be playing yours by reaching out and talking to people about it. If they're not interested, there's an old saying I've used with my other business, and that is the 4SW. Some will, some won't, someone else is waiting. So what? Next. You know, keep talking to people, because ultimately he who laughs last laughs longest. Don't get out of Bitcoin just because somebody you know and respect says to you, what the hell are you doing? That thing's a scam, or it's going to go to zero, or whatever. And I've got some articles that are relevant to everything I'm saying right now. One of them, Mr Schiff. So stick around, people, because there's some good stuff coming up, but you've got to build your strong Bitcoin hand. Okay, I found this one that says Boomers and Generation X double their Bitcoin investment, recording more growth than Millennials and Gen Z. Now, whether this is factual, whether it isn't factual, I don't know, but I'm a boomer. I know Sue is a boomer, Gary's a boomer, Rocky's a boomer. I'm not going to vouch for anybody else, but there's, plenty of boomers in the space. You know, and we need to reach out to those boomers, because those boomers hold a fair chunk of the global wealth. And if we can convert them into getting Bitcoin, we can play a major part in that global adoption yet again. There was something that I highlighted here. According to a study by Mode Banking, Bitcoin investments have been doubling every month since February amongst boomers and Generation X, signaling wider crypto adoption. People, I can tell you, this is coming. But as one of my tweets or one of my other articles is going to cover shortly, you're going to need to learn patience. This is not a jump in today and get rich next week or next month or even next year. This is jump in, learn what it's all about, understand how it's going to change the future, okay? And then be patient. Have what we refer to as a low time preference. If you don't know what that is, get your hands on the book, The Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean Ammous, and read it, okay? And that will teach you about money, the history of money, time preferences, all that sort of stuff, which is what I did. I didn't even know that terminology until I got into Bitcoin. So we all have to learn. Really important. How to keep your Bitcoin safe and secure. Here's the thing. There's nothing I want to show you on this article. I just want to show this article because you know how to do it. You need to buy your Bitcoin, get it off the exchange onto a hardware device. I recommend Trezor because it's got an incredibly beautiful interface. It's easy to maneuver around, easy to get your head around, and don't keep plugging it into your computer, and your Bitcoins are safe as long as you keep and protect your seed words. I've just seen Chunkadunk join us. Welcome, Chunkadunk, out there in the US. Great to have you with us. I don't think there's anybody else, but if you do want to shout out, do type in UK Bitcoin Master and then I will see it. So to simplify this article, just get it onto a Trezor, people, and do nothing. That is it. There's nothing more technical you need to know. Sure, it's a good idea to learn how to do your firmware updates on your Trezor, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, etc. But to be in the Bitcoin overlay and help future generations, you need to do three things. Buy it on the exchange, remove it from the exchange on your Trezor, and here's the hardest one for most people. Not for me, for most people. Wait. Just wait. You don't need to plug your Trezor in and keep checking it. Just wait and allow Bitcoin to do what it's going to do when it's going to do it, because we won't influence it. Make sense, everyone? Okay. What else? Bitcoin's volume is at the end of the line, signaling volatility is imminent. I don't want to read anything in this article either. Just to draw your attention to Bitcoin is always volatile. What is an article like this saying when it says the volatility is coming? Yeah, we're sideways at the moment, but you are not going to realize huge gains if you are in something that's not volatile, because the risk factor being in Bitcoin is its volatility. When the volatility's gone, you have missed the opportunity. There's another saying that I love, and that is you need to take the opportunity of a lifetime within the lifetime of that opportunity. So when Bitcoin's out there and banks have got it and governments are using it and it's money and everything else, or whatever happens to it, that's all over. There is no money to be made if you're in it to make money to secure your family's financial future. You got to do that when the thing's all over the place, like up and down like a fiddler's elbow. That's the time when it's volatile and you need to be in. And then what you need to do is level out the curve, as I call it. You're getting from A to B. A is accumulating your Bitcoin, and B is what you want it to give you and your family. And between A and B, there's an emotional roller coaster where you go up and you go down and you go up and you go down. You have to level that emotion out. So when Bitcoin's pumping, everyone's emotion is, oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. When Bitcoin goes down and it's the red candles, is, oh, what's happening? I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Level it out. Just understand that if Bitcoin does what it's done over the last 11 years, over the next decade, it's going to have a steady 20 to 30% incline in the upward direction. But short term, it is going to be up and down like a fiddler's elbow, and you need to accept that. John M., welcome to you. Great to have you in the house with us, John. Don't forget to pound the like button. Casso's joined us. I've just seen Casso out of the corner of my eye. Welcome to you as well. Moving on with the show. Dan Held from Kraken. Bitcoin price may reach $1 million soon. Now, why is this not on the thumbnail? Because Bitcoin Meister, Proud Zionist Jew, whatever he's calling himself, he taught me that we're not after clickbait. And I don't want to put clickbaity stuff just to get people to my channel. So this is 4 or 5 articles in. But nevertheless, is this bullish? Of course it is. Is that going to happen? We don't know. Could it happen? Of course it could. But it ain't going to happen tomorrow or next week. You're going to need to focus on, if you're younger than me by at least 10 years, I'm 61, okay, you need to focus on the 2024 halving, the 2028 halving, and then the 2032 halving at the earliest. Leave your Bitcoin tied up there and watch what happens. And I'll tell you what, if you don't become one of the most wealthiest people where you live, then I don't know what you will do, because that's my own, no financial advice, personal belief in what's going to happen to Bitcoin over the coming decade. Well, actually, there's 3 halvings, isn't there, from the one we've just had to the 2024 and then the 2028. That's 3 halvings, which is incredible. So the most exciting time to be alive. It says, in the last 24 hours, the Bitcoin price has mainly moved sideways. Well, we know that. While Bitcoin continues to have difficulty significantly breaking out of its current declining triangle formation, analysts are bearish. Let them be bearish. That's because they want you to dump your coins so they can buy them cheaper. Dan Held, Kraken's head of business, describes that the Bitcoin price can reach $1 million in the final phase. Now, define final phase. You know, it's halving every 4 years until the year 2141. So what is his final phase? Does he mean the final phase of, this, this year we're in, Q4, Q3? What is he talking about? 4 years? So it's ambiguous. But the reason I'm showing it is because this is a bullish on Bitcoin channel, and you don't get headlines like this if the general consensus isn't bullish. So imagine your Bitcoin, if you own one, going to $1 million. If it took 10 years, how is that going to affect you and your family? If you keep on doing the job you're doing for the next 10 years and you don't invest in Bitcoin, have you got any chance of accumulating $1 million in a decade from now? Probably not. You might win the lottery. But I'm telling you, the lottery statistics are this. You have got more chance of being struck by lightning 3 times in the same day than you have of getting your lucky numbers come up. They say that, particularly our lottery, if you would live to 267 years old, you'll win the lottery every 267 years. I don't know where that came from, but I read it once, and hey, we're going to be pretty old and decrepit and skin hanging off by then, aren't we? So the point is, Bitcoin is your shot at changing your family's future out of all recognition. Are you going to grasp it and do something with it? Or are you going to be a spectator and look back and go, what if? If only. I wish I'd have done. Don't. Start accumulating those Satoshis. You may be putting a little bit away each payday and thinking, well, this isn't very much. That's not going to get me very far. Let me tell you now, you're in the probably 1% of people in the world that have got Bitcoin. Probably 99% have heard of it, but have they got it? Are they learning it? Are they making an effort to understand what gives it its power? What is going to give it the upward trend, the scarcity, all that type of stuff that goes with it? That's where you need to go into the show notes when I finished within 5 minutes and read these articles for yourself and see what they're saying so that you are doing your own research and you can draw your own conclusions, people. That's my advice. My job is to bring you a 30-odd minute show that is Bitcoin bullish, but don't listen to me. Don't trust, verify. Do your own research. Okay, here's the thing. This is in relation to what I talked about earlier. Bored with Bitcoin? This Bitcoin price level is key for a big breakout. Forget that bit. Are you bored with Bitcoin? I've seen people tweeting out saying, I'm bored with Bitcoin, nothing's happening. That's the waiting game. That is the low time preference. That's the having patience that when you bring probably the hardest, soundest money the world has ever seen in living memory, in human history, don't expect it to happen next week. It is going to take probably decades, probably 50 years before ultimately the world's money revolves or is backed by Bitcoin in some format. Doesn't mean that in the next handful of years to a decade, there isn't some serious wealth creation capability by buying and holding. But you need to have that delayed gratification, as Bitcoin Meister always says. We get some money, don't we? And it's human nature. I've got a bit of money. I'll get a new car. I've got a bit of money. I'll book a holiday. I've got a bit of money. I'll get that next big flat screen TV. Do you really need it? And if you could put that money into Bitcoin and it could 10x, 50x, 100x, 1000x in the next 5 to 10 years, did you really need that holiday or that big screen TV? Is the angle that I'm coming from. Now, does that mean we should put our whole life on hold and just buy Bitcoin and not have a life? No, it doesn't. Zaza's in the house, I believe. Zaza, welcome. You may have been in before, my friend, but I can't see what's going on. I just catch things out of the corner of my eye. The point I'm making is it's a balance, people. When you work hard all year for the man, or whatever you call them, the government, your boss, we need a holiday, don't we? We need some time out, and you should do that. But look at what you can save, what is wasteful that you could put in to Bitcoin that could accumulate over time and make a massive change to your family in the future. This is a savings plan, peeps. That's all it is. It's a newfangled savings plan. Nothing more. Right, a quick interlude. Bear with me. I want to give Dan, who's in the chat, a shout out. JustLearnBitcoin.com. Dan, I'm having a few problems with your pages. Top left-hand corner, you can see it won't show the logo. I've refreshed. When I open your page, it keeps saying, this page isn't secure. Are you sure you want to open it? And I have to do that every time, Dan. So I don't quite know what's going on there. But anyway, here, JustLearnBitcoin.com. It's a great place where that shouldn't be there. I've lost one. Is it there? Hold on. It might be this one, peeps. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, this is the homepage. Explains what is Bitcoin, their mission, all the services that they've got. You can see it all there. Check them out. Wallet setup and backup, storage solutions, end-of-life planning, vanity addresses, questions about mining, all sorts of consultancy packages over there. But not only that, they've got some great merch from these bracelets that I'm wearing. I've got mine on. I always wear it. If you go to btcbracelets.com, this won't load either, Dan, for some reason. You can see some great bracelets there. 25% off with a code. Maybe btcbracelets.com will load for you, but it won't load for me. We can have a look at Dan's apparel, merch, whatever you want to call it, hoodies, t-shirts, beach towels, mugs. It's all over there. Again, Dan, if you want to get me one of these t-shirts, man, I will wear it and promote the show. Not a problem at all. Cool if you don't want to, but I'm just saying I would do that, just like I've done for JustLearnBitcoin.com, my good friend down in South Africa. That's what it's all about. And by wearing these out, we promote Bitcoin as well. But if I can ask you all to bear with me for a second and we get on to these tweets that are coming up, and you really don't want to miss these tweets. There's a couple of corkers in there, in my opinion. Dan is aware and has it on his list. Thanks, Elaine. Brilliant. Long as you're aware of it, Dan. Okay, if you go to the homepage of justlearnbitcoin.com and scroll down, you'll see this black box appear. There it is. If you click that, take 5 or 10 minutes out of your busy life and just read about this lovely guy, Phil Volman. Pastor Phil, as we refer to him. He was scammed out of 14.2 Bitcoin. He's one of the people out there that is a genuine human being that this shouldn't have happened to. 16 years as a pastor in his church. He was in the American military at the time of the Vietnam War. Him and his family have adopted and brought up disabled children. He was accumulating Bitcoin, so his family were taken care of on his demise, and he was scammed out of it doing a firmware update on his Trezor. So if you don't want that to happen to you and you're brand new, don't assume you know it all, because Phil was very well versed on the Trezor and made a tiny error, and it was all gone in a heartbeat. Here's the story. Bagpipes, Bitcoin and Broken Dreams. Well worth a read. And then finally, Rocky Palumbo, who's put this website together for Phil, has put up the transaction ID. You can see I've got a problem here as well, Rocky. I've refreshed this, and for some reason it's not bringing up all of Phil's transactions there. But basically, there's the transaction ID of the scammer that took Phil's Bitcoin. And I'd love to come face to face with that dude. I really would. So our goal on this channel, and a few others, Bitcoin to the Moon is doing some stuff, and Rocky Palumbo as well, is to just create awareness so that people might make a tiny donation. On any of these pages, if you click the link, it will take you over to this blank page. Flipping hell, they're all going wrong. I'm really having a problem here, peeps. Hang on, let's see if I can refresh it. Okay, it takes you over to a page called Tallycoin, and that is where you can make a tiny donation. Oh, it's loading now. What I'm nearly finished. You can see it there. The Bitcoin code's over on the left-hand side. It's as much as buying $10 worth, $20 worth on the exchange you use, and then instead of sending it to your Trezor, sending it to that address. That is it. And you help this guy. You know, our goal is to get him 1 Bitcoin back and see if we can build off the back of that. So if you can, support it. I know Phil would appreciate it. He's always in the show, in the chat, but he can't listen because he's at work. He tends to listen to it the following day. So on to these tweets that I found. Okay, first one, Vortex. I've had him on my show. Really cracking guy. Really lovely guy. So Bitcoin is going to change the world. Just incredible. Today, and this is the 4th of July, obviously, so I found a few tweets that revolved around American Independence Day. Today on the 4th of, on July the 4th, where Americans celebrate their independence from England, fair play, let the whole world now recognise that Bitcoin is our declaration of independence from the parasitic fiat central banking system that has become a plague on this earth. If you don't know what that means, peeps, and you're a working class dude, it means that they are bleeding us dry of our dollars and pounds in taxes. It's theft, basically. And Bitcoin can free you from all of that if you get into it properly. And Bitcoin does change the world. How that's going to look, none of us really know. Okay. Ivan on Tech tweeted this one. Again, is this bearish for the space or bullish when you've got Kanye West, who I didn't know until I read up, is the husband of one of the Kardashian family. Is it Kim Kardashian? I believe. Never watched an episode in my life. Never want to. Total garbage and trash TV as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know how anybody could give up living life, getting out there and enjoying this beautiful world that we live in to sit and watch that garbage. But having said that, this guy is a big dude that everybody knows of. I believe he's a rapper. And now he's saying he's running for president. So he's a Bitcoiner, I believe. Yeah, Kanye West declares he will run for US president in 2020. And he's really into Bitcoin. So I've just brought this one to the fore because, again, we've got a huge personality now going to be pumping Bitcoin and even saying he's running for president. How that's going to work out, I don't know. You know, they said Trump could never ever be president. So, hey, nothing surprises me in the world that we live in today, for sure. Okay, now I've got a couple here that you may not be able to hear. And if you can't hear them, find the tweet afterwards and click on it and watch it. Let's see. Okay. Now, this is from Crypto Bull. And in October, on the 1st of October 2014, Mr Schiff ran this video, and I don't know whether you'll be able to hear it. I'm going to put my mic's on full volume, but I don't know if you're going to hear it, but if not, you'll have to click on the link. But let's have a listen.
And right now, sure, the price is going up, and people are validating their belief in Bitcoin by the rising price. That doesn't validate anything. It just as easily validates my premise that there's a bubble in Bitcoins as if there's legitimate value there. Sure, people want to get in on it. They want the action. The price is going up, so they're buying. But when the tide turns, right, look out below. A lot of people are going to want to get out of their Bitcoins. There's not going to be that many people to buy, take the other side of the trade. And then when the price plunges, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be very upset because they paid a high price for their Bitcoins, and they're going to watch the money that they put into Bitcoins evaporate. In the meantime, if you're really looking for a true...
Okay, I don't know whether you heard that. Probably not, because my mic is directional. It's not omnidirectional. But, you know, if you'd have listened to this guy who's got, you know, a massive company, Euro Pacific Precious Metals, he wants to sell gold. And if you'd have listened to him in 2013, being, you know, somebody who's a big personality out there, you know, at $380, and you'd have sold up your Bitcoin, and then it's $9,000 today, you're going to be pig sick. Mr Schiff is cyclical. He keeps saying that it's a bubble and it's going to burst. And every time he says that, it just goes on again. We have a crash, of course, we have a correction, and then it settles for a couple of years, and then it goes on its merry way. So don't listen to people like him. Listen to him if you want to buy gold. You're nuts if you buy gold, buy Bitcoin. But do not listen to what he's got to say about what's going to happen to Bitcoin, because I don't know how many times he's got it wrong. Okay, so please, in terms of Bitcoin, this is not a man you want to take advice from. Follow the correct channels, people on Twitter, and not this guy that's got a vested interest in squashing Bitcoin because he wants to market his gold. So pop something in the chat. Could you hear that? Probably not. Just let me know. It'd be interesting to know. And if you can't, look, the show notes will be done within 5 minutes of the show being another. Go in and find it, because it's interesting what he's saying. You know, that the people, you know, are just buying Bitcoin. They're going to live to regret it. Well, only time will tell that, Peter. But, you know, my own personal view, and it's only my opinion, IMO, Bitcoin's going to the moon, peeps. That's why I love this t-shirt. We just don't know when. So keep that one in mind. Is it this one? Yeah. There's no sound really to this, but this was really cool. Somebody... well, there is sound. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. Want liberty, buy Bitcoin. Somebody flew an airplane over... I don't know what it was, actually. Bit loud. Flew an airplane. Adam Meister said it on his show. I'm not quite sure where it was, but this is great. How many eyeballs got on that banner that thought, buy Bitcoin? How many of them do you think jumped onto Google and were Googling Bitcoin? So really neat. I love that one. Want liberty, buy Bitcoin. So I thought I would share that with you all. Okay, sorry, fun over. But not fun. It's promoting it, isn't it? So William of Rotherham, living the dream, whoever the dude is. I believe if every high school student was given a copy of the Bitcoin Standard at the beginning of the final term with a test about sound money at the end of the term, within a short shift, we would live in a much fairer world. I think that is an absolutely corking tweet. It's never going to happen. You know, the Austrian economic thought process isn't in schools, it's Keynesianism. I've learned that much from the Bitcoin Standard and stuff. So Sue, Bitcoin Sue, talk to me tomorrow and I'll tell you how you can get your hands on that book. It really is a cracking read. But, this is so true, isn't it? At some point, surely there must be a tipping point where maybe a school, a university or whatever might say, maybe we need to be teaching our pupils about sound money principles. And one will do it and everyone will laugh and then a few more and then they'll all pile in. All of this, everything I talk about on my shows, these little individual nuggets of information are what will all ultimately lead to the adoption of Bitcoin over time. That is why I do it. I can't talk to you about technical analysis or TA. I can't talk to you about reading charts because ask Rocky. I just can't get my head round charts for love nor money, so I don't even try. I'm just a regular guy from the UK who doesn't know much but learning every day. Thanks, Rocky. And I just want to share my passion and my enthusiasm with those that want to come on my show and listen to me bleat on about how passionate I am about Bitcoin. That is it. So don't take anything I say as financial advice either, because I'm just me, just sounding off twice a week. Okay, so as we pull the show together, I love my quotes, you know that, and I found this one. This is great. Years from now, your grandchildren will tell with amazement stories of your choices which changed their lives. You'll be called their pioneers. Have you ever thought that as you step into the unknown, you're showing others the way? I love that. That's when I found that, that sent tingles down the back of my spine, because people, we are pioneers. We are the pioneers of the new world of money. Even if we're not here when it all happens, we are forging that change. With these shows, we're talking to one people every time you're at person about Bitcoin. Whenever I go out, t-shirt, sometimes I wear my mask that Zaza gave me. A lot, actually. Elaine's always getting on my case because we don't wear it for that reason. But I just want somebody to say, oh, you're into Bitcoin, are you? I sent something off through the post office a couple of weeks ago, and the guy behind the counter said, you're into Bitcoin, are you? That's what I want to do. I've got a business card as well. I'll give them a card and say, go and check out my videos so that you can learn. So I'm on it. Are you? Because you need to be, because that is how we will change the world. So people, thank you for being on with me tonight. I greatly appreciate it. If I didn't give you a shout out and you want one, then well, it's too late now. Do it in orange before I go. Maybe I'll see it. But apart from that, a lot of you are my regulars. You support the show. I appreciate it. But please, can I ask you to like this, share it, subscribe, bash the bell button, share it out on any social media platforms that you've got. Go and check me out on BitChute. Every single one of my videos are on BitChute. They're uploaded, but they're there. So if YouTube went down, they can't disappear from BitChute. Library.tv, they're there as well. They go up on as podcasts on anchor.fm. There's a link now where this is going out live on the new platform. I've even forgot the name of it again. Parler, Crypto Parler, Parler. So go and support me over at Crypto Parler. There's a lot of big names heading over there. John Stramitas, welcome. Thank you. It's great to have you in the house, my man. But that is it. That is my Bitcoin show for today. I'll be back on Thursday, as always, 6 p.m. UK time with my regular Bitcoin show. Thanks for all of your support, as always. Please tweet it out if you enjoyed the show. I can see who tweets it out and who doesn't, so you don't have to, but if you think the show's worthy of somebody else watching it, please tweet it out. I'd greatly appreciate it. That is me done. I'm going to leave you with my social media links, and I'll catch you all on Thursday. Cheers, everyone.